We are rolling. Hi guys, welcome back. Super excited to do a relatively impromptu video today. Well, for me, the best videos are the impromptu ones when you really feel that you have something to say and want to record a video to share what's been happening in the Apex Brew house. I have been brewing some lately. I have been brewing a couple of beers. Additionally, I have brewed a couple of ciders from a kit, like a tin kit. Yep. So, but today we are talking about the beers. The first one was IPA. IPA from all grain kit, if you will. It's a kit by my local homebrew shop. They don't define what are the malts. They don't, at least on the website, they don't define what are the hops either. But I think that when the kit arrived, at least I think that the auto hop bag said Cascade. Not sure, not that important. Never ever done that before. Interesting experiment. So basically got a big bag of ready milled grains, with all the grains that needed in the recipe are in the bag and it's milled. Obviously they don't want to enclose what are the exact malts and how much and so on, because obviously that would take, ruin the whole idea of selling this kind of a kit. It had two small hop bags. One added start of the boil and the other one somewhere like 15 minutes or so. And it had one package of yeast, which was USO5. The description of the beer said that it's good for a beginner home brewer to brew a easy to approach IPA. So that's about it, what it says. The brew day went smoothly, and surprisingly, because it was ready milled, the granularity of the malt was super good for the Grainfather. I have the Grainfather G30 system, the old one. So the brew day went without any hiccups. It had these small bags of hops and actually hop socks as well. So it was really like everything is included. Did that, added from my own warehouse, yeast nutrient, and so on and so forth. Like I said, no surprises. I think I more or less hit the numbers also what was in the recipe. But then something interesting happened at the end of the fermentation. The fermentation had been ongoing for 1 week, I believe, and I brewed another beer. I used these, what do you call them? Snub nose fermenters. I will put a picture somewhere here. Snub nose, is it like a Fermentasaurus snub nose? So I ferment under pressure. I absolutely love these fermenters. Doesn't have any extra moving parts, which I don't use, like the hop puddle at the bottom. Don't need that. So the snub nose is perfect. Plus I have the Marks keg washer, and it's a perfect fit to the keg washer. So very nice setup. I have two of those. So I brewed one beer. the IPA in the snub nose. Then the next week I brewed another beer, which is single hop, single malt Pilsner. I brewed that, and unfortunately I have only one spanding valve, which is the actual kind of a pressure valve that you attach to the fermentasaurus that will let the excess pressure out. So, well, if you are familiar with pressurized fermentation, you probably already guess where this is going. So I needed to take the spanding valve out from the IPA, which has been fermenting again with the 1 week, put it to the new batch of the smash Pilsner, and that started to rip. And my plan was that like the very next day I will just quickly take the spanding valve and check the IPA that it's not fermenting anymore or it doesn't have any excess pressure. Ding, ding, ding. So I didn't remember to do that. So like after several days, I have the IPA in the fermentation chamber. So I went and investigated. So apparently there had been some sort of a high pressure situation in the fermenter. When I saw the fermenter the last time, it had this Krausen ring little bit above the level of the liquid and some foamy yeast on top. And now when I went to investigate after a few days of removing the spanding valve, it was kind of a yeasty mess all the way up to the opening of the fermenter. And also when I pushed with my thumb to the fermenter, it was soft, meaning that all pressure was lost. I don't know what has happened. It does have this overpressure valve. I don't know if that, has released pressure or what has happened actually. Or have I broken something? Because I didn't touch anything. I just let it sit still for a while and then I kicked it. Actually, I didn't even measure the final gravity because it was visible that it was done deal, the fermentation. It involves a risk, yes, that there might be some fermentation still to be done. But anywho, kicked it. And I think now is a good moment to taste it and see what's it's all about. So this is my one of my favorite beer glasses. It's like €2 glass from IKEA. Go and figure. I have these expensive crystal beer glasses and whatnot, but this is my favorite. I will pour the beer. I will be back in a jiffy. I'm back. Scout's Honor. I have not tasted this at all. This is the first pour. I did, because I had a picnic tap which I had used to draw some cider. So I did pull some beer off the keg and just dumped it, just to kind of clean the hose. And this is now the this has been kegged the 29th of May, which put that it's a little bit less than 1 week. So there's a little bit of carbonation. Obviously some carbonation should have come from the sorry, my nose itches. Some of the carbonation obviously should have gone from the pressurized fermentation process, but now given this some sort of a explosion in the fermenter, it might be that I have lost whatever carbonation was due to the pressurized fermentation, but it does certainly look pretty nice. Given all the facts, you know. God. Yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. All right, let's have a sniff. Sweetness of the malts. Fresh beer. The kind of, and maybe it's me because, you know, not all the, you know, mouths are the same or the noses are the same. But I think that the homebrew beer has this this specific smell, and it's not an off-flavor smell like green apples or whatnot. It smells fresh. While I believe that if I take a can of, you know, run-of-the-mill commercial beer and I pour it, well, first of all, it's not going to have this, but anywho, it smells a little bit dank, if that's a word. It doesn't smell fresh, or at least I connect the smell to kind of freshness. All right, enough said, and obviously this beautiful head protects also the aroma or the smell of the beer, so there's nothing that much to be all right, enough said. Wow. Really positive. Absolutely zero of any kind of off flavor, off aroma, nothing. It, like I said, it smells fresh, it tastes fresh, but not green. That's a different thing. If you are an experienced homebrewer, you will know the difference. Very, very excited about this one. Nice. We have some lacing as well. Nothing heavy, and it shouldn't be this IPA. It's keeping the head. It's low on the carbonation. Definitely needs a bit more. I'm a carbonation guy. I love well carbonated beer, and one of the reasons why I like homebrewing so much, because I like to adjust the carbonation myself. Sometimes per beer style, sometimes per feeling. Sometimes I just, you know, want to have every beer like, you know, that when you burp, you know, you have this funky feeling up your nose because there's so much carbonation kind of released from your belly that it goes up to your nose. Yep. Upside down snowstorm. Not very heavy, but it's there. So, gentle pat on the back. Well done, Antti. It is not an Apex Brewhouse recipe, so greetings to a homebrew shop called Lappo here in Finland. They have a website, lappo.fi. That's lappo.fi. Nice. What comes to the actual taste, then beside that it doesn't have any funkiness around it, let's have a one refresher. Nice. Nice. It has definite element of sweetness, immediately followed by kind of lemon drop candy taste. And then a gentle bitterness that will grow slowly and dry your mouth, but ever so gently. So while they said that this is a beginner-friendly IPA, from the brewing process-wise, plus from the fermentation, plus from the taste as well, that it's easy to approach. So definitely easy to approach, like very, very mild IPA, if you will, but taste like super good. And why I'm so excited, this kind of entry-level IPA, well, I'm excited because there was a little bit of handicap during the brewing process, definitely, with the high pressure situation and all of that stuff. My wife is going to have a birthday party. She's evergreen 25, obviously. So she will have next Saturday, for 1 week from now, she will have a birthday party, and I have promised to brew the beers for the party. And this is obviously one of the beers, and this is going to be in full blooming, if you will, by next Saturday. The carbonation is going to be perfect. The taste will probably even more develop, and it will be perfect. Yes, something that I can be proud of, and especially, and for the most, the wife doesn't need to be embarrassed that that her brewmeister husband is serving crappy beers over at the garage. So definitely, yes, this is a win. This is a win. Yeah. Now, good point. Should I actually, and yeah, I cannot enjoy that much of it because I need to save it for the party. Should I offer my wife kind of a small tasting, or should I just leave it to the party and, see how she takes it? Well, let's see. Whew. That was a relief. So then another beer, and that was the single malt, single hop Pilsner. So what I actually did was, well, this is not my first rodeo. I don't usually order these ready-made kits. I know how to create a recipe of my own. So the Pilsner is original Apex Brew House. So it was supposed to be, it was supposed to be a pretty much Saaz hopped beer. And I thought that I have like 300 grams or something of Saaz in my freezer, and I had none. I had already milled the grain, so 100% Pilsner malt. I believe probably Irex malt, and yeah, wrote the recipe for Saaz. Didn't have any, so then adopted. I found some I found some Mittelfrüh. Jesus. Well, you know the hop, Mittelfrüh. All right. Too much homebrew can mess your brains. So, Hallertauer Mittelfrüh. Yes. Thank God. Hallertauer Mittelfrüh. So, I found that. Just made small adjustments. The alpha acid levels are, they are within the ballpark of SAT. So, it was basically just change of hop. And I like to use the dried yeast, the yeast which is niched from the, I don't remember that either. Yeast that is from the Hurlimans brewery. So I will just have a bag here. All right, yeah. Sorry for my semi-dead brains. So here is the yeast that I like to use with lager, so Pilsner's Saftlager S189. And it states in the package, yes, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So it says, Swiss yeast for neutral flavor beers with high drinkability. Well, we can all relate to that. But then again, when you are an experienced homebrewer, even the complicated beers will start to have high drinkability. All right. Sedimentation fast, attenuation high. Temperature range from 9 to 22. Ideally from 12 to 15 Celsius. So I always add 2 bags for Pilsners. Fermented under pressure. Already when I put the beer from my grain powder to the fermenter, I already then put some pressure there. I put it to start fermentation on 20 degrees centigrades or Celsius. After 24 hours or something, I started to ramp it up to 22 degrees, then waited until the vigorous fermentation was over, then ramped it up to 24 to try to arouse the yeast to finalize its job. So that's the story of that beer. No funkiness there. Everything went smoothly with that beer. No high pressure situations. And that beer was kegged this week, Monday or Tuesday. So it has been in the keg only a few days. But then again, from carbonation point of view, the fermenter was able to keep the pressure throughout the fermentation. The spunding valve worked fine. So it should have. It's most likely quite clean beer. Most likely have some carbonation already. Probably level of this one. But the question is, will it be ready for next Saturday for the wife's party? And that's something that we need to investigate now. So let's pull a pint, see how it tastes, and evaluate whether it has any chances of being a party beer next Saturday. So 7 days to go. All right, I'm back. here we go. Doesn't look half bad. Is it crystal clear? No. Do I care? No. Nice. Sometimes I just have the feeling that I want to have clear beer, and I might put some gelatin into the keg, or yeah, into the keg usually. But you know, didn't even consider with this one. This is because of the scheduling. This is going to be super fresh beer, and you know, with super fresh beer, don't try, you know, why bother with the clearness, because you know, I'm going to introduce this to the guest as like a super fresh Czech style Pilsner. Sorry, it's the allergy season here in Finland. There's a lot of pollen in the air. Birch tree is blooming and so forth. So, all right. Very nice creamy head. There is carbonation. Let's try to have a sniff. Absolutely nothing comes from that. Let's dive in. Let's see. It's going to be a very green. Let's see. This is freaking awesome. This is like, you know, this is good. Wow. All right. All right. Super clean taste. Absolutely zero off taste. Nothing funky going on in the beer or the background or in the aroma or in the taste. It has this kind of a belch of approval. And the second one, so it has carbonation. It has this when I say sour, I don't mean like a sour beer, but like citrusy sour. There's element of lemon in it, in this as well. Like I said of the IPA, there was certain kind of lemon drop candy kind of taste. Guys, this is a world-class beer. I wouldn't be ashamed to pour a pint of this to like anyone, you know. This is a good beer. You are probably official beer judge would go, well, you know, I'm not a beer judge. I'm just a experienced beer drinker. So this is, you know, on a hot summer day when you really want to put one down just to, you know, get the dust out of your throat. This is your go. This is something I'm going to rebrew. Hallertauer Mittelfru, you just made my day. Awesome beer. Ever so hint of sweetness. We can debate whether the fermentation was finished because I didn't check the final gravity. No, it's not that kind of sweetness. It's not. Like I said, this is not my first rodeo, so I know enough to say that it's not. That's not the issue. Thank God. Like I said, I'm supposed to serve these beers for tens of people next Saturday. And as per usual, I started too late, feeling lazy, feeling, the spring has been super depressing here in Finland. Raining a lot. There's no. It's just like a few weeks ago we still had snow on the, so just didn't have the mojo, and the wife was pressuring. When are you going to brew? When are you? And then I just like, oh fuck! I really need to start get off with the brewing because otherwise there's not going to be any beers to be served, and it would be for me. Yes, this made my day, my week, my month, and I'm convinced. And this is exactly what I would like to serve a guest who probably haven't had any homebrew, never, So it is like say, well, all right. I'm aiming high here, but I say world-class beer. Super fresh, super tasty. I mean, I would be so happy to have this kind of pint served me commercially in a pub. Unfortunately, it's not usually this, it's something else. And I will always get disappointed, but all right, enough patting my back, I'm sure. But yeah, to serve this for somebody who thinks that homebrew, without a doubt, without even tasting, is always crap. So, like I had one co-worker actually back in the day. Yeah, young lady. She said, yeah, and she was like, you're doing your own beer in your garage, all right. Yeah, and she was then saying that she knows this and this brewery guys there, and she likes to drink craft beer. And then she said, but I don't like homebrew. I was like, pardon me. Yeah, I like craft beer and so on, but I don't like homebrew. All right. The amount of your ignorance could fill this whole space, but no, I didn't say that. I just told her that, you do understand that the equipment and the ingredients and the techniques and the processes are exactly same in my garage home brewery than in your craft breweries. And she was like just staring me with empty eyes. But you can't win them all. But with this beer, I'm going to win the hearts of all the party participants. Hey, enough said. If you managed to actually watch this far, I salute you. Today, actually in Finland, it is the birthday of Marshal Carl Gustav Mannerheim, who was the commander of Finnish army during the Second World War, when we had the big battles against our eastern neighbor, whose name I don't even want to say. So today is the birthday of Carl Gustaf Mannerheim, which also means that it's a flag day of Finnish Defense Forces. There has been big parades and whatnot, and F-18 Hornets flying, and super nice. The Finnish army wanted to flex a little bit their muscles. Good for them. Hopefully we are not going to need those muscles, but you never know. It's good to be prepared, and we are ready. That's for sure. Enough said. Enjoy your Saturday. Stay tuned. More videos upcoming. I think the next brew is going to be raspberry beer, which is my kind of a Apex Brewhouse signature beer. It's super good. That's all. Enjoy, and catch you later.